So I promise you it's not going to be boring, okay? So like I said, you already had the introduction with the product owner. I'm not the product owner, I'm a functional consultant. So I do work with clients, okay? So for me, that was super interesting to analyze all the new AI feature and to see how we can actually apply that for our clients, okay? So this is why I'm gonna show you like a real use case. I work in the Hong Kong office, okay? So my client is, the client that I'm gonna present, obviously I'm not gonna display any private information, so I changed the name, I changed the company name and everything, but I'm gonna show you how I can apply a little bit of AI from the CRM to contact to product to documents to his case in order to simplify his processes and to help him and his team to do less, to do more in less time, okay? So my client's name is Joseph, okay? Joseph is the business owner. He has a wine company, okay? So he works in like fine wine, he's trading wine and especially fine wine. He has an e-commerce, okay? Most of his time and most of his complaints when using Odoo is, okay, I still have to do this, I still have to do that, it's very manual, okay? Can you help me to identify potential bestseller product? Can you help me identify what are these clients' interests and everything? But then we're not going to talk only about him because he has a whole team, okay? And also the team is struggling sometimes because Sandra, for example, in finance, she spent a lot of time reconciliating the unpaid invoice or chasing clients for payments, okay? How can she have a direct access to this? The second one, Felix, customer service, okay? He is in charge of like answering clients when it comes to late deliveries, damaged product and everything. How can we help Felix spend less time doing this? And the last one I really, really like is HR. And when I think about HR, I think about my HRs in the Hong Kong department. Every time that I ask them a very simple question where I could find the information so easily, okay? So how can we simplify the processes for all of those people? All right, so maybe let's switch to a demo. So nothing new here, good. This is an Odoo database, all right? So we're gonna start from the CRM app. So in the CRM app, I have a few leads. The pipe actually looks like interesting, okay? As you can see, I have website visitors, okay? Which means I receive those leads directly from my website, and here, those leads are coming from the chatbot, okay? First thing that I see is that it is in Chinese, okay? So I would like, and I don't speak Chinese, sorry. So I would like maybe to just have a quick way to translate that, okay? So I'm just gonna ask AI and ask, can you translate this lead for me? Up. So then it's just gonna take a little time here and it's gonna translate it and give me the information that is requested. If that wants to work. Let me refresh. That's it, okay? So this is precious information. I don't have to open Google Translate or whatever. I just have to copy this, put it into the chatter, and then that's it, all right? So that's for the first lead. What if we go to the second one? The second lead is actually a lead that a salesperson just created in the CRM. So it's a bit of a different composition, okay? So in that lead, I just have La Galoute, which is a restaurant in Louvain-la-Neuve, if you know that. My salesperson just input the contact name and also the website, okay? Something that I could ask AI to do for me is maybe to give me a little summary about what is La Galoute, okay? So I created what we call a AI computed field, and here I just have the information about La Galoute, okay? If I really want to know a little bit. I don't have to open Google or whatever, it's just there. Now you probably want to ask me, okay, you just click AI, how does that really work? What is the prompt behind this? So I'm just going to show you the prompt here that I have for the summary. So what I ask AI is to write me a small summary about this company, this restaurant, the supermarket. What is important, and be careful because I'm going to show you a lot of prompts. What is important with prompt is the way you formulate, okay? Sometimes if you formulate, you still want the same result, but depending on how you're going to formulate that, you're going to have a completely different results, okay? So it goes with trial and error to get to the results, all right? So here, write me a small summary about this company, restaurant, supermarket, but also I need to tell my AI where to look for, what fields, what information do we have to actually pull out enough information. So what I do here, I take company name and I take the websites. All right, so that was for the summary. Let's move on to our next lead. This one is still a website visitor, okay? I have a few things, but here I have a product field, okay? Because you need to understand that for him, he has B2B, B2C. In that example, all the leads generated directly from the website is mostly B2C, okay? I want to be able, looking at my pipeline, to identify what is the product that this client asked for. So this is why I created a product field. I'm just going to click on AI here, and then I can see in the description of this lead that this client was inquiring for the 2020 Chateau Lafite Rothschild. All right, so again, let me show you what is the prompt. I just put a very, very simple prompt. I asked the AI to write the product mention in the note. The note means the description of the lead, okay? If no product is mentioned, leave it blank, okay? You can obviously push it further, okay, if you are more technical, and obviously link it to a real product list, okay? Because in Odoo you have like all this integration and you probably want to associate it with a product in your catalog. All right, so that's for the product itself. What do we have next? The website visitor here is potentially the exact same thing, all right? What I want to show you is the way we can automate the sorting of those leads. Like I said, it has B2B, B2C. As you might have understood, it has inbound, outbound, okay? He deals with restaurants, supermarkets, or individual. How can I make sure that I don't have to look for that information, input the correct tag, okay? I created a little sorting room that's gonna work for me automatically. Let's go back to this one. This is a website visitor. Let's see what tag is automatically assigned. Odoo AI is identifying for me that it's an individual. What about La Galoute? For La Galoute, what is about? It's a restaurant. This restaurant has 1 to 50 employees, and it's coming from outbound because it's my salesperson reaching out directly to them. Let's try that again. Website visitor, outbound as well because he tried to get to them. Green Mango, outbound, okay? Now let me explain what is the sorting thing. It is an automation that I did with AI. So here, for example, I created this automation rule, and the magic behind that is this prompt, okay? What I asked the AI to do is to search on the web and on the chatter the following information. Employee headcount. As you remember, La Galoute got the tag 150, okay? The industry, okay? B2B, B2C, and the information that I have available to help me with that is company name, email, summary, because I created that field, the website is if available, and then I set the rules. Set the tag in individual for a website leads name, opportunity website. Supermarket if the lead is a supermarket, and so on, okay? Inbound if leads come from sales team website, okay? So that's pretty easy. You can, again, refine. It's, like I said, a trial and error, but you really can go really deep so that you don't have to waste time into doing it manually, okay? So that's pretty much it for the CRM. The second thing that I want to help Joseph with, it's in the contacts. Okay, so here I have lots of contact, and I decided to create as well a few automated fields. Okay, first one is the last order date. Okay, to find the last order date for a client, you need to go to sales order and everything. Sometimes this is a key information to see if we need to reactivate this client. Okay, so having the last order date could then help trigger some marketing action later. But the one that I really like, and that a lot of clients asked me before, is the credit risk assessment. What if you have a client that is always late in payment? How do you identify that? You need to have like a sort of scoring. It's like a lead scoring in some way, but it's different. So here, let me explain to you how I did that, okay? I'm just going to click on edit property because all of those AI fields actually are property fields. So here, to actually get a score for my credit risk assessment, what I ask AI is to analyze the payment history and generate a risk score. Based on what? Based on invoice due date, okay? And based on invoice and amounts due, okay? 1 being low risk and 5 being high risk. As you can see, this person has a score of 4 because this person is very late in the payment and the amount is quite important, okay? So that's few things that can really help. Then, like I said, something, and also for marketing purpose, what if my clients really want to know per each client, what are the best products, okay? What are the favorites, what are the tastes, okay? Here I have as well some computed fields, okay? So for these clients, I know that his top products are the 2014 Veuve Clicquot, purchased in total 56 units, and then the Aubryon in 23 units, okay? And it's gonna get updated if tomorrow this client buys something else, okay, in a much higher quantity, all right? Then as well, I have a little prompt because, again, based on this client's purchase history and preference, maybe I can ask the AI to help me figure out what could be the next marketing promotion, or promotion to increase repeat purchase, okay? So this is a little AI that I did as well. And then the taste, because it's very, wine industry, you know, it's a little bit specific. You need to address the client based on what they purchase and based on their taste. This client, I know that, for example, his preference are more for fine wines and champagne, okay? Let me show you what I did here. My prompt is, tell me if client is more, and then I give a list of options. Fine wine, champagne, red wine, white wine, okay? Based on what? Based on the information that I'm gonna capture from sales order, order line, and the products, okay? That seems pretty basic, but honestly, this will help to really push the business further, all right? So that's for the contact, but then I have something that is even more amazing for him, is about the product catalog, okay? I don't know if some of you have like a large product catalog and like sorting it, it's really painful, okay? So this client, for example, has a large product catalog, okay? And also, like I said, he sells on an e-commerce. And you know how e-commerce categories and everything that you put on the product catalog here, on the product form here, is going to help filtering on the website, okay? Imagine if you have 2,000, 20,000 products. First option that would help still save time is importing using an Excel, okay? But let's say that importing using an Excel is probably 2015, okay? So now let's go for more innovation, okay? So in that scenario, what I want for my clients is to have a way for those tags to be updated automatically so that it doesn't have to worry about that. So I want the tag to be updated, and I want the category as well to be updated automatically. So for that, what I have as well, it's another automation. In this automation, it's a little bit more advanced, okay, and still very useful, but basically what I ask is first, remember, I ask the AI to update the tags, okay? So I ask the AI to read the product name, okay? Remember, it's 2014 Aubryon, okay? And also search on the web if you need more information. Then assign tags for product based on, and then I give a list. I give the vintage, okay? Is it year 2014, 2020, whatever, okay? So that's for the tag. That's the first thing that I want to update. Now, what if I want to update as well the category? Here I have a different prompt. Obviously, something that I really want to mention is that those tags need to be created before, otherwise you cannot select them, okay? So for these prompts, in order to update the category, my prompt is update the website's product category based on the name, okay? So first one is wine type, champagne, rosé, white wine, and the country. And as you can see here, in the country, the tags are gonna link back to the e-commerce filtering categories. Let me unarchive this one. And then let's see if that works. All right, I have this Aubryon, like I said. For now, there is no tag. My automation is normally when I create or when I edit, okay? So let me just edit the price and put 90 euros. And then let's see. As you can see, I have the tag. 2020, category, red wine France. Let me do the same for maybe this one, okay? Oh, this one is already there. Let me do the same for one that is not already updated. Okay, this one is already. Okay, let's maybe remove that one and just put a different price. 22 euro for that one. And then I have this one. And this is, like I said again, and I'm going to repeat that, it's a trial and error, okay? For example, here, the AI was not able to tell me the correct thing. And also what I see, I didn't have this tag in my prompts, okay? This is why I cannot have the 2024 here, all right? So if it doesn't work, always link back to the prompt, link back to the value to see what is missing here, all right? So, moving a little bit faster because I see time is clicking. So like I said, why this is important, and especially if you have an e-commerce and a large product catalog, is because it's going to be linked directly to the right website category. So let me go to my shop, okay? So this is my shop page, and those are the categories that I'm talking about, okay? And as you can see, I have my product here is unpublished, but now it's published. It was automatically sorted at the right place in my catalog. So that's for the product catalog, something that I can mention as well, and that's very easy to do. If you don't want to waste any time creating any product description, you can also use the AI, okay? And here you can ask the AI, please create a short product description for my e-commerce, okay? Be specific, do not give the price, etc. All right? What else? So that was for Joseph's part, okay? Sales, a little bit of marketing, all right? Now let's move on to the finance, okay? The finance person, Sandra, needs to check the overdue invoice, the client that haven't paid. And every time she will have to open contact and then go to the right section and check for each and every contact. Now she just wants a list, okay? So she's gonna ask the AI, show me a list of contacts with overdue invoice and late and in need of action. So we're gonna wait and see, and normally the AI is gonna open for me the right section, okay? Obviously, you have to refine the prompt to make sure AI just gives you whatever you need. But here, because I mentioned in need of action, that's the only client in my database that really need an urgent reminder, okay? So let's say if I have a full list, then Sandra from finance just have to select and process the follow-up. And that's it. All right, so that would be a huge help for finance as well when they have to do all of this checking manually, okay? So that's for finance. Now let's move on to HR, okay? As you can see here, I have my little agent. I have my HR buddy. I have my customer care buddy, all right? What could be a good HR question? Let's say I want to take 45 days of unpaid leave. So I'm going to ask my HR, can I take 45 days of unpaid leaves? And so my HR buddy is going to reply to me, according to the legal leave unpaid leave policy, effective September, okay, the leaves are granted at management discretion and with a maximum of 14 days, okay? How do you think that agent did find that information for me? It's because I created an agent, obviously, but I fed this agent with my company policy, okay? So with all of those internal documents, so that the HR can look into it and give me the answer. That would be super useful for all the HR because obviously they don't have to spend more time answering the same question every time, okay? So what sort of source can you get? You can get like PDF file, you can get external link, document, but also knowledge entry, okay? Odoo is very good at centralizing all the documentation in the Knowledge app. If you don't know it yet, please look at it. It's super important. And then if you have all your documentation, internal documentation in Knowledge, it is super cool to be able to plug it here. All right? So that's for my HR buddy. Obviously, I plugged it with my Gemini account, okay? So you just need to find your Gemini key in order to be able to use that, okay? And then it's free, all right? So that is for my HR. Also, what about the document sorting? That is sometimes kind of painful. So here I have a list of documents that I need to sort. As you can see, it all landed in my inbox, okay? If you don't know how this happened, we have an alias where to send the documents, okay? So I just did that before. So then we have all the documents here, and I want my AI to actually proceed all those documents for me and to put what needs to be in finance, what needs to be somewhere else, okay? So you just have to click either on sort with AI or also auto sort, this one. Here, for example, you see the prompt, okay? And you can modify it. You can customize it based on what you need. So I'm just going to do that. It's going to process for a little bit, and then we're going to have a update. Voila. So for example, I have a few of those that were moved to finance. If I go to my finance, I have some of them here. Okay, again, you have to customize your own rules. All right, I see we have only 40 minutes left. This is not all that I wanted to show you. You can automate as well the auto assignation for the tickets. Okay, more than that, up here, going to my Helpdesk, because like I said, I have a Helpdesk employee. Okay, so here in automation, what I want first is to be able to assign the user based on topics, okay? So for example, I have Felix for anything related to delivery, Sandra for a broken product, and Joseph, the owner, for anything else, okay? So that's the first one. But then as well, for my ticket, when I move it from stage new to in progress, I want the AI to write to me a little troubleshooting procedure, okay? Because if it's a damaged product, pretty much you always have to do those few checks, okay? So how would that work very, very quickly? Late up deliveries here. That's it. Here I have my troubleshooting procedure that was written directly. Okay, they tell me that I have to speed and finish. So basically, what I wanted to say is it's not only about AI, it's about process optimization. This is probably the fancy of it, but you really need to understand where it can actually save time to your employees. Creating those prompts can take time, okay? Refining them can take time, okay? So do not try to put AI everywhere. Try to do it wisely. Obviously with Odoo you can do a lot of things that can really help, but start small, analyze the process, refine it, and then that's where it's gonna work. Those are all the AI features that we currently have and that I pretty much demo. It's the AI field, AI server action, the bridge that is in the document, the agent with RAG, and the customizable. And I think that's it, and I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to do a Q&A, but if you have questions, please come visit to the AI booth, okay? And we'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Thank you.